Sorry that we're late. We don't have Mike to blame this time.
He was actually first on the Monday show. I couldn't. Nobody else came, so I could blame it on somebody else. I had to acknowledge the fact. How's everybody doing?
Let's see if we can get 20 people in here today. I think that'd be a good goal with Friday Night Tights and everybody else live streaming at the same time on this 400 subscriber channel.
That's right.
Nagranov says, hurry up. I think he's talking directly to you, Mo.
A man that is late to every stream that we have is going to tell me to hurry up. Okay. All right, Nagranov. Tell you what.
What's up, everybody? Special edition Monday Hangover. Hopefully they won't be too much. They won't be as special. They'll just be more random. And again, thank you guys for showing up. This is the second live stream over here on the Monday Hangover. Thanks to all of you who subscribed and has been watching some of the re-uploads. We were able to unlock special features, which like go live streaming and put a special thumbnail up and all that. I bet you guys didn't know that. You had to get to a certain point on YouTube and then, do your thing. But we are about 2,300 hours away from monetization. So, yeah, we'll get there. I don't know.
Progress, not perfection.
That's it. We'll get there. And like I said, once we open up that crazy vault, man, we're going to do all kinds of like shows over here. Like we were just talking about Firefly before the stream start. Look, we hit 20. Man, I hit my goal. You guys are awesome. It's over.
That is awesome.
And we want the chat to decide what shows and TV. Like we just want to dump them all over here. So get ready. I see my man Bruce, Donna Hall, Marianne, Dr. Manzor is here. Nagranol, there he is. Hurry up. Let's see. I did see Bunser. Was that too many? I know it's a lot. What's up, John? Wicked Virtue in the chat. Made you a mod. How are you?
Hey.
I don't know if did you watch this film? Wicked? Did you see this one? I should have sent you the link. Soundwave Superior. Yeah, I know. Might have to change the name to Weekly Hangover. That's true.
I have a retort to that. Friday Night Tights started in the middle of the afternoon, so we can be the Monday Hangover.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. All right. There you go. My man Icanless is here. Can Man, what's up? Modding 100 streams at the same time. But anyway, we're gonna go over a little Jurassic World Rebirth. I made Mo go watch the film today. So I was like, we need something to do this week. We need to do a little extra stream. There is no super chats or gifted memberships yet, but if you would like to help us out, today is the very last day for Saints and Sinners. We're trying to get 300 books sold today. We will be the #1 selling book on the Rippaverse this year. That's insane. And if you do get my cover D, so I could tell as he lost. I don't know. So, and for the rest of you, if you're here, if we're boring you or whatever, can you just leave it on so we can get the watch time?
We'll help you sleep. We were like white noise.
That's right. This might be my new. Krista Nova gave me this hat like for Christmas. Wow, look at this rug. Anyway, this could be my new movie hat when I stream. Maybe I'll just put this on the glasses. Does it make me look smarter?
Sure.
Do I look like a movie critic review man now?
You look very eccentric. You look like I would trust something you would say. Yes. I think you look quite nice.
I look quite nice. I gotta fold it right. It's like it's all bent funny. I don't know how that works.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe that's a little bit better.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know. You look like Dave Filoni, says Nagranol. Wow. Wow. As was telling people not to buy cover D. I know. It's all jokes. Donna says I ordered the hardcover. Jay can only do that once a week. I gotcha. How bad was this movie? Says Spider Unlimited. Woo. Jay, try to look like you've seen a dinosaur. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Well, it's getting worse. Clever girl. I don't look like that guy from the first one. No? Yeah. Keep it moving. Got it.
Let me see. I think he means like this, where you're like,
oh,
you know.
I got the sun coming through the window here on my face. But Jurassic World Rebirth with Scarlett Johansson. I got a text from Mo. I knew right away it wasn't his favorite. We are going to spoil the film, everybody. So if you planned on seeing it and you don't want spoilers, I thought I had the ticker here. There it is. You might not want to watch, but it's definitely we're gonna spoil the film. Thank you for the 24 people here. Hit the like button if you dare, and off we go. What did you think? First impressions.
Let me grab my phone and I'll read the text. Literally the minute I quit watching the movie, I said, let's see. What is that? I think I said, "What a stinker."
Yes, right. That's what you said. Indeed.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways,
you didn't like it at all.
I wouldn't even watch it. Like, they had a Dominion on in the background at the dive bar I was at with my friend last week, and I was like, couldn't even be bothered. I was like, yeah, that looks awful. Like, I saw 2 minutes of it and I thought it was awful, but I saw this entire thing, unfortunately, and I'm sorry. I could turn my brain off for a lot of movies, but it's just something about the bad Jurassic Park movies, which is all of them except for one I just can't stand.
So I liked it better than Superman. I did. I liked it better than the Superman. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Okay, listen. First of all, let me just say this. I don't know if you could find this on Google real quick while I'm saying. Not that I judge a movie by the popcorn bucket, but the freaking dinosaur footprint popcorn bucket was top tier. I thought that was great, and they sold out in my theater. No popcorn bucket for me. I had every intentions of getting that giant footprint, fill it with popcorn, and sticking my face in it and eating it. That was my plan. I wanted to do that. Didn't have any. I'm hoping someone watching bought one. They don't want it anymore, and they ship it out to my P.O. box. That would be incredible. That got me excited. Second, when I went to the theater, sorry if you guys see the sparkle on my face. When I went to the theater, there were like little Billies and Sallies. They were all, oh yeah, you got it. They were all dressed up like, there it is. It's huge, man. That thing it's huge. Like, you don't understand. It would fit on the arms of your chair and it would hold it up.
Yeah, the Photoshop's awful. It looks like it holds like 20 kernels, though. It looks very tiny.
Saying,
but yeah,
that thing is freaking cool. And sadly, I didn't get it. They were sold out. Like, how could they sell that thing out? Anyway, the little Billies and little Sallies that were there in the movie theater were all like, they all like had dinosaur dress up. Now, granted, I did go see it at Universal Studios, where they have the Jurassic Park ride. Jurassic Park was everywhere at Universal Studios. They even put a giant photo booth opportunity. We filmed that for Park Hoppin'. They had a giant dinosaur. It was so freaking cool, Mo. You would have loved it. And like, you could get into the boat, and then like, it's like looking at you and everything. Oh, dude, it was awesome. So like, I'm getting hyped for this film, dude, because of like the marketing around. Mm-hmm. You walk into Universal Studios and it's right, and it's like,
yeah,
man, they're going all out. I like that, right? I like that. So you have the little kids dressed up as velociraptors and all that stuff. So I get in the theater. I went with Fear the Beardo. We spent the day at Universal, and we went. So I was like, all right, cool. The theater was packed for me, and we went on a Thursday. And what I found compelling, not that the movie was like nothing compared to the first. Not even close. Not even close. So we'll just get that out of the way. People were cheering for the dinosaurs to like eat the people the entire time. Like they were like the people in the film were the bad guys, all of them. The family, Scarlet, all of them. They just wanted them to die. Like the kids and everything. They just wanted them to die, dude.
Oh, I wanted the family to die in Minecraft. Like through the entire I wanted when they capsized. I wanted
Yeah.
I just wanted them to die, not dinosaurs, just asphyxiating on water. That's how I wanted them to die.
Yeah.
So
and you do realize that it's making more money than Superman. So Dr. Manzar, I think, asked that. So
McDonald's makes more hamburgers than everybody else doesn't mean they're the best hamburgers.
But yeah, so the theater would go crazy like the whole time. And so I think I had an overall better experience like when I went and saw Superman. I did have a packed theater, but it was just there was nothing. There was no hype. There was no nothing. It was just
Yeah. Well, my where I watched it it wasn't packed because there was only one seat, but you know.
Was it pretty empty when you went today?
It was completely empty except for me, and I would have been really creeped out.
You were the only one in the theater?
Well, you're not catching what I'm throwing here.
I guess you're saying.
That's
crazy.
I was a bit busy. Give me a break. I'll get like a bucket or something next time.
I got you.
But yeah. No, but it definitely has been selling. I checked.
You watched it on the Black Pearl, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
There's a reason I'm wearing it.
I do that too. So
yeah.
It
would have been interesting because I will give it credit. There were some really amazing scenes that I probably would like to see in a movie theater. I mean, in a bigger movie theater. Pardon. Yeah, no, but I'll give them that. But anyways, I don't want to derail. It's been popular. It's been selling out. I always check whenever I got tickets last week. I checked out what they were selling for in my area, how it was selling in my area, and it was pretty much sold out all over the place. So.
Well, let's get into the film, shall we? Here's the spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, I'm going to try to break it down from start to finish, and we'll talk about it along the way. The real villain in the entire film is a Snickers candy bar wrapper. That is the villain of the movie. It was the dumbest part of the movie, but it was the entire movie. It was the complex story of the movie. Everything wrapped around a Snickers wrapper. I can't believe it. You're talking about $1 billion institution. So some doctor, some dinosaur doctor, they're all in hazmat suits or whatever. They're all working in some weird lab, in some $1 billion corporation. The doctor's running late. So he's got to get into the door. And of course, they have like a special code handshake to open the door to get into the next level where the dinosaurs are behind like serious cages and they could study them. So the doctor's in a hurry and he's late and he tells his friend, he's like, hey, I got to do it. And they're like 3, 2, 1. He's eating a Snickers bar and it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they punch the code in at the same time and then the door opens and he drops his wrapper. The wrapper, as the doctor walks through the Snicker bars wrapper on $1 billion facility, somehow magically floats in the air and gets sucked under the door.
No, not under the door, into the door.
Yeah, like the door's getting ready to close, and it's like right there, like underneath of it, and causes a chain reaction of something that shuts down the entire facility. People are going crazy. Dinosaurs they have escaped. Everyone's running for their lives. No one knows, all because of the Snickers wrapper. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
No, you're not. I'm trying not to have an aneurysm. I apologize. So, if it's a hermetically sealed, why are you bringing a Snicker bar in there? A.
I know.
B, why on the inside where the doors meet are there vents facing each other?
Yeah.
B, does nothing go into vents that are 1 inch off the floor, like bugs or anything, and a Snickers wrapper causes a short and a catastrophic failure? The whole scene,
Catastrophic.
and not only does it go into the vent, because usually you would hear like a shorts out. You see like sparks fly out.
Yeah,
of the
sparks
door.
are flying, alarms are going off. People are like, "What's happening? I don't know. Run for your lives! The dinosaurs are out." So it's funny.
It set the stage all right. So I'll put it that way.
Okay, listen, they could have done that any other way. They could have done that 100 million different ways, and it wouldn't have been as silly. All right, that's the only thing. Canlis has a good point. I think the rapper thing is supposed to be the chaos theory concept, something small and seemingly inconsequential. Scott, it's English, Jay, having massive, unpredictable consequences. You know, Chaos Theory by Dr. Malcolm. What's his name?
Yes, but Snickers wrapper, bruh, bruh, that was a bridge too far.
I guess the Snickers bar didn't satisfy the machine. Who ain't this Snickers bar? Frank Drebin from Police Squad.
Exactly.
Yo, and shout out to the 30 people here, man. God bless you guys, man. That's awesome. Yeah, like that. So that was the big that was the first 5 minutes. Again, they could have. No, we get you, Icanis. We get you. Again, they could have done that any other way. They could have had a dinosaur just go crazy. They could have had an evil guy show up and accidentally mess things up. You know, I don't know. They could have done it so many ways, but they. Do you think Snickers paid a good fortune to be in the film?
And a few other companies. But yes, I think Snickers, yeah. Now, if they dropped a bit of honey into the vent, I would totally destroy it. It would I know I'm going old school. That would 100% destroy the facility. Those things are inedible. Tasty, but inedible.
Yeah, what is it? My grandma used to give me those things.
I love them.
Golly, man. They're like, here, have a piece of cement with a little piece of honey on it. Enjoy.
I did. I liked them. What can I say? It took about 10 minutes to chew and digest.
They were the original everlasting gobstopper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But that would destroy anything. That would take out a helicopter.
I hope Snickers does something to Mo and he likes, I'll be damned. The vent has a nut allergy. Oh, that's an awful deep theory for a Snickers wrapper, says Donna Hall. It's true. It's true, though. But yeah, so that start, you don't even know what facility they're at. You don't know what's going on. You don't know anything. And then, of course, they show like a little bit of the mutated dinosaur in the facility. And the guy, the idiot that drops the Snickers wrapper, I'm assuming he got eaten because it was all that smoke, right? And so this one dinosaur that's mutated, he's like this, I guess he's technically the star, right? He's got like a human hand, like sticking in the middle. He's got like this little hand here and this other hand where he can like grab people. So this laboratory was making mutated, like they were doing experiments on dinosaurs and they were making like mutated, I don't know, dinosaurs, what I'm saying. Morning. Can you tell Jay the brim of his hat? I know it's a mess, man. I don't know. Did you literally say good morning at 7:00 at night? Anyway.
But I will give him this. Every movie has we don't contain the containment area.
Yeah.
This is one of the few movies where she's like, sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it anyways, that's step one of many that I was like, all right, with this movie. But
so then it gets interesting because the next step, it's like, what is it, like 18 months in the future or something like that?
It's supposed to be 18
okay,
years.
yeah. So 18 years to present day.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they say nobody cares about dinosaurs anymore. Nobody cares. It's boring now. And they're in New York. And there's a big Brontosaurus just hanging out in the middle of like New York City. But they begin to tell the tale that the dinosaurs can't adapt to the current world except these few islands in the equator. So if they're outside of these few islands in the equator, the dinosaurs will die. They don't get enough oxygen or something like that in other places of the world, I guess. There's too much pollution. I don't know. But basically they die off. So some of these zoo animal dinosaurs have died and everything. And so like they put all the dinosaurs on these couple islands that are right next to the equator, and no one's allowed to go there. So that's how they set this up. So you have like this guy that looks like Orlando Bloom. Forgot what his name was, the actor. And he's driving through New York and he goes to some museum where there's a dinosaur doctor that's never really seen real dinosaurs. And he was also talking about how, you know, a few years ago we could sell out all this stuff about dinosaurs. Like we could barely sell 5 tickets to the dinosaur events. Like nobody cares about them anymore. They've moved on to something else. And that's the end of it. So this guy shows up with Scarlett Johansson, and he has to hire her to get samples from the only known dinosaurs left on the earth, like blood samples. Now here's the catch, and Mo can correct me if I'm wrong. The catch is the dinosaurs have to be alive, and you have to drain the blood from a dinosaur that's alive, because if the dinosaur's dead, something happens to the blood so quickly that they can't test it. So if they got to go and find a real dinosaur, shoot it with a special injection gun that drains the blood and seal it in a case, because they're trying to stop what disease was it?
Heart disease.
Was it heart disease?
So lame.
Yeah.
You know how you stop heart disease? You quit eating all those Snickers. That's how you cure heart disease. It's such a like it can't be something else, like some kind of made up virus or it's like that right there. If they would have made it something like exotic that doesn't exist in our world, I would have been okay with that. But heart disease, that's so lame.
Yeah, so it's a guy that owns a pharmaceutical company.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the bad guy. He wants to make medicine to make a lot of money. So that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah.
So Scarlett Johansson is going to get her team of mercenaries to get to this island to shoot 3 specific dinosaurs, because they have 3 different types of blood. They got to get a dinosaur that gets in the water, a dinosaur that flies. What was the third one?
Pretty much a land-based dinosaur.
Yeah, some kind of land, right?
Yeah.
So they got to get, it's from 3 different ones. So that's what they got to do. And so they're going to bring this doctor guy to help identify, you know, the dinosaurs. Pretty much it. That's where we are. Lulu says, "Can we restart the stream?" We're only like 20 minutes in. It's all good. So a video game, says Spider Unlimited. Yeah. You need to do this show on Fridays more often. It's a nice alternative to late and gay. Okay. We'll keep that under consideration.
Here you go, Lulu B. Lulu Blue. I gotcha. Lulu Blue. Here it is. Jay, your hat's crooked. Yeah, the Snickers bar. Ugh. This movie stunk. I like this movie. Antiquated candy references. Now you're caught up.
It did better than Superman.
It did better than Superman. There we go.
So, all right. So they all agree because the pharmaceutical villain is going to pay them a lot of money, millions, where they can all retire and like live off their dream. As they're all broke and poor at this point. So off they go. We then switch over to a family that's enjoying a nice sail. A father is sailing with his 2 daughters, and one of the eldest daughter decided she wanted to bring her boyfriend along. And they're just sailing, and all of a sudden a water dinosaur hits the ship, and they have some disruption. It goes crazy. Nobody gets eaten though. Knocks the ship over. They go upside down. You got the daughter, little cute daughter, the older obnoxious. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Other daughter who has a boyfriend who's an idiot, who all he wants, like, he's already starting the tone where he's just like, he's not listening to the dad or anything. He's kind of a turd. Dinosaur hits them, circles the boat a few times. The boat turns upside down. Long story short, so they're sitting on top of the boat, radioing Mayday, Mayday.
Yes, but we're missing one part.
Please.
I took notes since there wasn't anybody else in the theater. Nobody cared. But I okay. So I said family is stupid. Xavier is extra stupid. Who's the
he's the
boyfriend who's just insufferable through the entire movie. And if you excuse my French, I wrote down my next note about the dad. I said, "Dad is a pussy," because he is. He is letting his daughter, like, let me explain to you what a situation, and I know the women in the chat are going to understand this with their fathers. If you're in the middle of an ocean around nobody else and your daughter's boyfriend starts talking trash to you, what do you think? I would be like, nobody's ever going to find you. We're in the middle of nowhere. And I'll put you, and instead he just takes it and he's like, okay, whatever. And like, to me, that no zero masculinity stuff drives me nuts. And as a dad, it drives me super nuts because I'm like, that you literally have the best excuse. It's like, they'll never find you. The dinosaurs will eat you by the time they even know you're gone. So, yeah, that I have a problem with the family. But yes, at this point, the boat is tipped over. It's capsized. It's not gone under. It's just upside down. And they're waiting and they've survived the initial attack, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, so somehow they were able to swim down and find the radio that's working, and breaker, mayday, mayday. It then gets picked up by Scarlett Johansson and crew. We need help, breaker. These are mercenary killers, okay? These are mercenary people.
Right.
These are killers. These are people with like big weapons. There's one white guy that is just freaking jacked. And I swear he wears a shirt size 5 times too small. Every scene that he's in, he's just freaking ripped, shredded from head to toe. They hear this radio thing. And of course, it's the pharmacy guys. Like, we're on a mission here. Like we don't have time for that. And Scarlett Johansson has a moment of levity, maybe. Of empathy,
It seems like she had it up until that point. She seemed like she never came off as a mercenary to me, ever. But anyways, yes, levity. That's why they wrote it into the script. Yeah.
So she's like, "We are now a rescue operation. We're gonna go help the family." So they off to help the family. So they rescue the family, and now we have that. So the family's rescued, and they're trying to convince now Scarlett Johansson's crew's got a problem now that they've rescued this family, because they're like, "Can you drop us off at the next port? Like, we'll make a call. Like, we don't want to inconvenience you. We'll get taken care of." And now they're like, "Man, we got to go. We can't go all the way back. We got to go get the dinosaurs now." So now this family with children, they're stuck with us in like harm's way. What are we going to do here? And they're like, they'll be all right. They'll just stay in the boat. So now they've got like a problem where this family that is not very grateful that they've just been rescued are complaining that they want to get off the boat and want to be taken someplace. And the other people are like, no, you got to go with us. Sorry, you got to go with us. And they're like, no, we got to get off the boat, man. Like there was a little issue. So they said, forget it. We're going to Jurassic Park Island, wherever this is. And immediately I saw Jaws, man. Like, that whole scene reminded me of the first Jaws movie. They see the dinosaurs swimming around. Scarlett Johansson gets out on the front of the boat with her gun, and she's looking to like hit the dinosaur, and things don't go as planned. You get into your first action scene of the day. I thought that scene was great, to be honest with you. The dinosaurs are hitting the boat. You know, like they're spinning things around. You got people trying to drive the boat, all that stuff.
It was pretty good. The fact that a mercenary had her finger on the trigger and misfired was kind of stupid,
Yeah.
but yeah, you would think somebody'd have better trigger discipline than that. But I thought it looked cool. Like as far as like it had a very like the whole on the boat, like talking to Mahershala Ali's character, and then she's on there, and they're like trying like that was selling some suspense. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but it was fun. I'll give you that. Yeah, sure.
I thought that was great. The humans definitely underestimated the hunting technique of the dinosaurs, and off they go, like banging the boat. They're losing control of the boat, and the first death scene happens. Is the big ripped white guy? He falls into the water. I'm assuming he got shredded and ate, and that's the end of that. So
No, he got nibbled off the side of the boat. He was on
sure.
almost
He
in
was
the
holding
door, and
on
he
to the door for dear life. He's like, "Help me!" And he gets chewed up. And when he died, my theater erupted in like, yeah. Everyone was cheering for the dinosaurs this whole film.
You know what was annoying about that death? Is that throughout the rest of the movie, the dinosaurs are like rah, 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 missing, and this Mosasaurus or whatever it is just goes like just nibbles him right off the side of the ship, no problem. And throughout the rest of the movie, okay, apparently they have really bad eyesight. They got glaucoma or something.
Maybe
that was the one. The Mosasaurus had 20/20 vision, but yeah, that part messes up.
So the boat crashes on the beach, like horribly. The family inside, like they fall out of the boat. But before that, there's another scene that reminded me of Jaws. One of the oldest daughter went to get the radio and radio for help, radioed for the Coast Guard or somebody. And when she went to radio for help, the pharmaceutical evil man like kicked her off that and kicked her outside, like kicked her off the ship. So she was the first one to fall off the ship. And he's like, you know, like no one's radioing no one, right? So then her boyfriend sees her, that she has fallen off the ship. She's in the water with dinosaurs. He jumps in after her. Then, of course, the dad's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? He jumps in after all of them. But the dinosaurs are chasing the boat, so they leaves them alone. And so they make a little escape. I thought that was dumb. They should have died. Mm-hmm. The boat crashes on the beach. And everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe we made it. But little did they know that the dinosaurs, not only can they swim, but they can walk on land. And the next mercenary gets chewed up, the lady, like she's on the beach trying to get a gun or something. And the dinosaur just comes onto the land and just, my theater, thunderous applause. They were ready.
That was kind of, they obviously, that was some,
red shirts.
Well, with that, but they didn't see her. She went behind whatever that crate was, and then she disappeared. Instead of like big white guy got destroyed. You see her get snabbed, and I don't think that was for PG-13. That was something else. I thought that was like if you're gonna have dinosaurs. I mean, the original Jurassic Park, there was a lot more gruesome deaths in there, or like the lawyer.
That's true.
And Newman, I can never remember the actor's name, but it was like, they did that. They did this kind of like shell game cinematography thing where you would kind of see something and it would disappear in certain parts of the movie. And I was like, I don't really like that because you can see it coming because you would see the dinosaur in the back. Like, I understand. It was pretty interesting. There was some tension, but it was just like they kind of telegraphed it a bit for me compared to the other movies, you know? So the other movie, I'm not going to act like I saw the other movies, the original movie, but
Wayne Knight. Yeah. They also invented a unique product. So if they shoot the dinosaur with this magical needle that drains the blood, it pops off the dinosaur into the air like a rocket and opens up a parachute and magically floats down wherever the people are. So they get their first dinosaur, like in the midst of the chaos, they get their first dinosaur blood. And the thing like pops off and the parachute comes down and like they're like, all right, number one. We got number one.
And it's always
So,
Mahershala Ali, and it's like playing a game of $5. Like somebody just went $5, and he's like
yeah,
trying to go grab it and
yeah.
chase it down. Yeah, okay, that was kind of a cool little device there. I kind of like that. It makes
See,
that
there you go.
it made sense, but I'm like, and I've seen people say, well, if you take the blood out, it dies. Well, they show in the movie at a certain point that he has a refrigerated suitcase, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
keeps it alive. So there's that. But anyways, yeah, no, that was cool. I thought it was corny to hear about it, but in implementation, I thought it was interesting. And you could only fire it at a certain range because of the thickness of the dinosaur's hides. So I thought it was all right. I thought they did a good job with that. It could have been corny, but they did a good job with that part.
Agreed. I liked it too. So now we go back to the family. They make it onto the shore and they're trying to figure out what's happening. And then they're like, okay, I heard there's a dock. Like I remember hearing the other team, they're separated now. So you got a family with no training experience whatsoever. I appreciate Mo's opinions better.
Yeah.
Oh, I can appreciate Mo's. I got you. So they're on like this. They're on this other way, and they're like, I guess we just gotta follow this path, and we can get to the dock, and we can maybe find a radio and get out of here. They're like, all right, we could do this. So there's a little girl, and apparently she makes friends with a little baby dinosaur. Now, my personal opinion, that was in there for one thing, to make or sell merchandise. She takes the baby dinosaur and puts it in her book bag, and like she's got a little dinosaur in the back, and it's cute, and she's walking with it. That's about it. So they need to get into a raft or figure something out. So they come to this old, like, what is it, like containers, I guess.
Yeah, I think
And they
it was
see like there's like
yeah.
a boat, like an inflatable boat that they could
Mhm.
possibly use in the container. So they're gonna like go over there, I guess. So one person goes over there, and they've made a critical error because, oh my gosh, there's dinosaurs on the island, right? There's dinosaurs. So they get the inflatable. Who was it? The oldest daughter.
The oldest daughter. Yeah.
She gets the inflatable boat out of the crate that's just randomly on the ground from an abandoned crate thing. I don't know. And while she's standing there, there's like a little dinosaur making its noise, and it looks like it's gonna attack, but the little dinosaur is like, and just books it, just runs away. So like, okay, I guess we're done. We then immediately see like half the trees moving because a T-Rex just finished eating something, and he's like taking his siesta. He's taking his afternoon nap after eating a full meal. So he's on his, and he just rolls, and he's on his belly like this, and he like yawns, he's just like, and they're like, oh my God, it's a T-Rex. So the oldest daughter is quietly trying to pull the raft back to the family. The family's like a little bit across this little lake stream, and she's really quiet, and she accidentally hits the string that inflates the inflatable raft, and you get this weird scene where the raft inflates vertical, right? Or horizontal, whatever. It inflates up, and it's really loud. It's like, psh. And then while it's up on its side, it slowly folds over to reveal that the T-Rex has gotten up.
Yeah, the T-Rex. The T-Rex is Batman, apparently. It moves with no sound whatsoever. And that was the second dinosaur in the course of like 10 or 15 minutes that was like, oh, there's a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
Like, how did you not see that? And then there's like a herd of them. Nobody saw them up until that point. And then the T-Rex is just like, oh. And then it hears the raft, and then totally know what's going to happen next by seeing this scene. And the raft goes up, down. No sign of the T-Rex. It's just totally ninja'd his way out of there.
Yeah.
Which I literally went like this. I went, I made a sound. I was like, come on.
So the family's struggling, and they're trying to get into the boat, and the T-Rex is like, oh, more things to eat. And it's a whole scene of them diving in the water and the T-Rex missing and all that stuff. So it's like a whole scene of them like dodging this T-Rex who's in the water, swimming after them. They get into the boat. They think they're safe, but the T-Rex swims, and all that. And they're just like missing. He's just missing by like an inch, right? This whole thing. So finally, the water picks up. They're like going down like a little rapid, and they get shot through a convenient little hole in the mountain where the water's coming out, where just they can fit through in the boat. Boom, 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 right? And the dinosaur, they're like, oh my gosh, and then the little girl is missing because she went after the little dinosaur or whatever. And then she starts to swim and tries to make it, and she just makes it through the hole, and the T-Rex can barely fit. He can't fit through the hole. So he gives up and walks away. And they survive the T-Rex somehow.
When the little daughter is under the raft and the T-Rex's teeth don't break through the raft. I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right. That's
Get
right.
out
She's
of
under
here.
the raft, and he's
not
like,
a one. Yeah,
he's trying to like bite her through the raft. That's right. That was pretty bad.
It was like
that was pretty bad.
It was like putting your hand through like saran wrap. Like it just was like, really, a T-Rex teeth wouldn't break through a simple. Come on now.
Yeah. A raft that's been there for 20 years and still works
in the hottest climate on earth. It's not.
Yeah. So that lasted like 10 minutes. I will say this: when the family is still like, there's a scene with the family, and the boyfriend's like, "All right, I got to go to the bathroom." Right? He walks away. This is where my theater went crazy. I keep saying Velocicoaster. The Velociraptors. The man's standing there going to the bathroom, and behind him comes the Velociraptors. They come behind him. My theater went crazy. They were ready for the Velociraptors to eat this man and rip him to a million pieces. They were clapping. They were cheering for the Velociraptors. And while he's sitting there going to the bathroom, like, what scared them off? Like something happened.
It didn't scare it off. It was like a kind of like pterodactyl. It wasn't exactly, but it was like a flying dinosaur.
Yeah, that picked up one of the raptors as food, and then the other raptors went after him. And that was it.
Yep. And this is where I put down the note, Deus Ex Machina family. Because they just keep getting saved by the hand of God throughout this entire movie. It's so bad. Oh, I wanted them. They deserve to get eaten. Everybody, maybe not the little girl. That's a bit too much, but everybody should have been dinosaur food. They were so.
The people, listen, I think if they had made a film where the dinosaurs win, and they just put like a bunch of bad guys on the island trying to like, they could have done this very simply. They could have like had a whole group of people that wanted to be hunters, and just be like, we're going to go hunt dinosaurs because we're cool people, and the dinosaurs win and eats them all, and that's the end of it. I think that would have done better, because in my theater, everybody was cheering for the dinosaurs to win. It was crazy. The sad thing is, the raptor, that was the only time you ever see raptors in the entire film, was literally for that 30 seconds. They made a cameo. I guess they thought raptors dominated the original trilogy, and it's time to move on to something else. So,
And you don't even really get to see them. They're like chilling, trying to sneak up on them in the dark. So you barely get the raptors. Yeah.
But I guess like raptors were like, would you say they were like kind of the stars of the first? I love the first three. I'm sorry. I think if I were to rank the first three, it would be 1, 3, and 2. That's how I would rank the original Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park is almost a perfect film. Would you not say it was like a masterpiece?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to see it in the theater, and Dolby Digital had just come out, and it was an amazing, like when the T-Rex stomps on the ground and the water starts shaking in the theater, like you could hear the audience gasp. I remember that. It was amazing. And the whole experience, and
I saw it in the theater too.
Every character was well written. Everybody had a wonderfully great story arc. All the villains got what they deserved. There were surprise deaths. It was amazing. It was like it was Spielberg at his best.
I agree. I loved the first one. Was just so like, it was just like there's a lot of wonder in that. and the Raptors were like freaking great. Like it just made like everybody loved the Velociraptors, right? Like the Raptors were great. Like they just made the Raptors like the coolest dinosaur ever from that first one, and the T-Rex too. Now you didn't see the first Jurassic World, did you? With Chris
No,
Pratt.
man,
Okay.
I saw a little bit of Lost World went back in the 90s, and when I saw the daughter doing gymnastics in the city, like I'm done. I'm not watching.
Yeah, that
this
was a
one.
little weird. The third
That's a
one
bad
was
first impression because I saw
the
it
third
halfway
one was
through.
kind of cool. Now, what I loved about the first Lost World 2 and 3 were hideous garbage that should have never been made. This movie is 10 times better than Jurassic World 2 and 3. I don't even remember their names. The last two Chris Pratt films were horrible. This movie is better. I'm telling you, Mo, if you saw them, this movie is better than the last two Chris Pratt films. The last two Chris Pratt films, I don't even know what their names are. They got into like cloning children. Okay, taking the technology that they made dinosaurs into cloning like their people's rich lost loved ones, like the kids that have died or something like it. It got stupid, in my opinion. And people could disagree with me, but it was bad. Now, Jurassic Park. What I liked about the first Chris Pratt film, Lost World, is at the very end they bring back the T-Rex from the first movie to fight the big bad dinosaur, and they brought in one of the raptors. So it was like one of the raptors and the T-Rex from the first movie come out of retirement to dominate and show I'm still the man around here. There was like a new dinosaur causing havoc, and the T-Rex comes out. He's got his scars and everything. He's like, I'm the freaking man around here, and I'm going to kick your butt. And it was an awesome fight scene at the end. I loved that part. Also, in Jurassic World, you got to watch this one scene. And I know the chat will agree with me. In Jurassic World, there was a babysitter, a woman, that had the most horrific death scene I think I've ever seen in like a PG movie. It was like very unnecessary, but it was awesome. They will never do that again. The woman gets picked up by a flying dinosaur. I don't know. They're all called different names. She gets picked and pulled in the sky. She gets dropped in the water. She gets flattened and she gets eaten. Oh, dude, it was. You might have seen clips of it. I don't know.
The only clip I remember seeing is Jimmy Buffett running away with his.
Yeah. It was
hand.
part of that.
I thought that
scene.
was hilarious. Yeah,
it was part of that scene. So they're like, "Oh yeah, that scene was crazy." How do you know the T-Rex from the first film? That's what they when the movie came out, the director was talking about how that was a cameo from the first film, that T-Rex was put into this cage just to like live out the rest of his days. And they made a purpose to let you know, like, yeah, this is the T-Rex from the first film that came out. But yeah, it was that death, bro. They always show clips. Like sometimes you see it on Twitter. That death scene was, you're kind of like, okay, that's a little unnecessary, but wild stuff.
You know what? Let me see. Is it a quick scene? I'm not showing it on here. I can see if I can watch it real quick.
I don't know how quick it is. So
all right, we'll just keep going. I'll take a look.
But you got to see it. Sometimes they show it on on Twitter so much like that. Let me see.
It's 30 seconds. I found it.
Is it 30?
Oh, belly flop. She goes in the water.
It's pretty insane.
Okay.
No, I got it right here. I'm going to show it.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was just watching it for the first time.
We're not monetized yet. We'll be okay.
Okay.
I'll have to pause it, chat. I'll have to pause it. Yeah, this is it right here. This is a minute long. They're all running and screaming. There's the babysitter. She's supposed to be watching these two kids. The dinosaurs are loose because they made the park. Like, so the park is open from the first movie. They finished the park, and this was like the grand opening of the park. And of course, I'm just picking up people and eating them randomly. It's freaking insane. I gotta pause it. Just so you know, don't spoil it for yourself, Mo. Just watch the movie. Nah, I know he won't watch it. So she's just standing there. She gets picked up. All right, here we go. Number one, she's being tossed around into the sky, and just like, okay, this is crazy. Screaming, oh my goodness! And she gets dropped into like the pool with like the craziest dinosaur of the film. So now she's in the water with like Megalodon, the shark. You got these birds like picking at her, and she's still alive. It's like so unnecessary, too. It's so unnecessary, but like glorious at the same time. You know? So now you got the kids that are like, I wonder what's gonna happen with her. Oh.
That's ridiculous.
So on top of everything, holy crap, she gets eaten by whatever this dinosaur is. And like, yeah. So she drowns, gets flattened, gets eaten, and that's the end of it. You're kind of like, that was a little unnecessary. But it was awesome.
That was absolutely the people in the writing room like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? They were, somebody's having fun with that one. That's ridiculous. I love it.
Like, so this guy, like, I found it because I just wrote Jurassic World death scene in Twitter, and it came up, and like, people were just like, they gave Zara the kind of death scene usually reserved for movie villains. She just worked in PR. She just worked in PR. Oh, wait a minute. When I watched this movie, I was shocked by the special effects. But here's the funny thing. Although it was really unnecessary. This was it. This was the best part. I'm glad somebody mentioned it. So I forget the actress's name, but they asked her, they were asking her question. They're like, your death scene was like, this person was like, it's really disturbing, right? Like your death scene
really
was disturbing. And she goes, I begged him for that. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be killed, and I wanted it to be gory, and I wanted it. I just wanted it all, right? That's what she was saying. And they were like, why did you want that? She goes, because people will be talking about it forever.
There
you know? She's like, if you gave me the most crazy, ridiculous death scene in any film, people would still be talking about it. And it's like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then she's like, it's just a movie. It's just a movie. So like, why y'all getting all upset? So, good. I'm glad somebody, so people they're trying to post it in this thread saying the same thing. You're like, let's remember the actress Katie McGrath. Did I say that right? Who did her own stunts after literally asking for her death to be brutal. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's awesome.
She was like, you better make it like the worst. And they're like, are you sure about it? Yes. More death, more this. So, and it's brilliant because we're still talking about it. We're still showing it, people are still posting it. So she's absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct. I think that's awesome.
I can't remember any part of Deep Blue Sea, but I remember that scene in the theater where Samuel L. Jackson got taken out by the shark. Couldn't tell you anything about the story anymore.
100%. That was the holy crap, dude. I remember that vividly because he was like, it was cold when we were down there and we had to survive. 10 men went down there and only 7 came up. But let me tell you, he gave like this motivational speech and a freaking shark comes out of nowhere and slices him up.
Greatest reaction in movie theater. People are yelling, surprised, and laughing all at the same time because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
You should. I'll give it a chance. This is.
All I'm saying is I like I like that one because that they could have done that movie and ended the Chris Pratt trilogy. Like that could have been done. All right. That's what I think. There's a lot of cameos from the first film in that one, but they could have like done that and like we're done with the Jurassic Park reboot. So anyway, all that being said, getting back to Scarlett Johansson. So now they had to go get some blood from a pterodactyl, but they didn't look like pterodactyls. They were like mutated chickens. I don't know what it was. They looked really weird.
Like toucans. They look like Toucan Sam, but like
Yeah.
pterodactyls. Like they had too many Fruit Loops. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. Only one cameo. Only one. No, the T-Rex is a cameo. The Chinese guy that does all the experimenting, he was in the first one. He was in that one too. Was that the only one? I don't know. Or maybe I got it wrong. Now I have to watch it again. But so they go to this area, and of course they walk in the tall grass, and you're like, oh boy, here it comes. But nothing really happened. And they find oh no, they do the tall grass one first, right?
Yeah, that was the
Like the brontosaurus kind of thing.
I think they were mating. I mean, honestly, I was pretty sure that's what they were doing. But yeah, in the grass, another dinosaur that they didn't see till it was right next to him. That was gigantic.
Yeah, that's right.
Laying in the grass. Yep, that was them. That was the second dinosaur.
And the other dinosaur was like cuddling with them.
Sure.
And they just kind of went up and got that blood.
Yeah,
right?
I thought the pacing of that scene was unintentionally funny because they're looking at it with wonder, and they do a good job of doing that. And they're just like, "Oh, it's amazing!" And then Mahershala Ali just goes, "Plink!" Like just pops one, and it's just like, like just kills the scene's wonder right there. And then he catches the parachute once again, and then you see like all the giant like herd of all the dinosaurs. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I just thought it was weird that they plinked them right in the middle, and then it was just like, okay. But yeah, that was an interesting one. A nice break in the quote unquote action. I thought it was a welcome place for it. I wish they would have worked harder for the second one, but it like kind of lowered the stakes. That was an easy one for them, I guess. You would have thought it would have been more stakes as opposed to like, well, there's 1,000 to choose from. We'll shoot one. I thought that was a bit of a missed opportunity, but not bad. It was a good scene.
Nothing really happened, right? They just kind of like they had to dodge and run a little bit, but that's about it.
It just established that Scarlett Johansson was in wonder of these things. Everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, look at these wonderful dinosaurs!" They're trying to get that Jurassic Park moment where they see the brontosaurus.
Correct. That's what I thought. Yeah. Correct. They were trying to match that magic from the first film, which they failed miserably. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and they used the music like beat by beat.
Yes,
like, almost exactly. I don't even think they modified it. That's what it seemed like. My note for that one was get John Williams' score out your damn movie. I was like, come on now. You can touch it a little bit. That's one thing I'll give Superman. They didn't go all in on John Williams. They at least
they just used a hint of it, but yeah.
Hint of it. They went all in on some scenes where they just played the theme. Yeah.
Now, Scarlett Johansson's character had some weird stuff happening throughout the film. She would randomly sit outside in the dark and cry. And then, like, apparently, I guess her boyfriend or somebody died on one of their missions. And she was a little upset. And, like, the doctor that was with them, the dinosaur doctor guy that has no military training whatsoever, he doesn't even know her. Scarlett Johansson is like crying in the dark for whatever reason.
Because that's what mercenaries do. They cry in the dark.
Yeah. And the doctor guy was like, you can actually do some good here with your life. You could do some good. And she's like, well, I'm about to get $12 million. And he's like, yeah, well, what if we did some good instead of getting the money? Oh. And she's like, I'll think about it. What could we do? He's like, we can give this technology to everyone, so no one will have heart disease anymore. She's like, I'll think about it.
Okay, so that is
Am I accurate on that? It's pretty much.
Yeah, they address it twice, but the first time he's like, they have the music to accompany it because, of course, you got to have the pinko garbage, in here. And they're like, it's a me. Oh, we can open source it. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. A lot of normies, I understand, are going to just look past that. They heard that word. It's a buzzword. I mess with computers all the time. I understand what open source is. Like, I'm like, that's not how that works. You can open source the human genome. Do you know what to do with it? Do you know what it is? Do you know, like, you got to research these things. So all they're going to do is, instead of having one pharmaceutical company, they're going to have like 200. Like, they would have made the problem exponentially worse.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, that part right there, that was another one where I literally went, there's certain things in the movie
That I thought that was unnecessary. Like
preachy. Yeah, it was
yeah. Like, so then they're off to find the flying pterodactyl type. Which this had my favorite death scene in the film.
Samosaurus. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever it was. So they're like, all right, we got to climb this mountain, and then maybe we can get into a cave or something, and we can find one. So there's some kind of ancient ruins randomly that there's steps, and there's like I guess an altar of sacrifice that was built into the cliffs. I don't know what it was, an altar. And they make their way there, and they scaffold down. They're trying to find a nest, because if they can inject an egg, they don't have to inject a pterodactyl. So they randomly come to this thing like, well, why don't we just inject an egg? All right. So they're like, oh, there's a nest down there. So they're all repelling to this nest. Well, of course, mom shows up, and there's this whole scene where they're like fighting inside this rustic temple that's been carved into the cave magically. I don't know. And, the guy stabs an egg and gets the blood, but then it's just kind of, you know how it is. Like,
I hated that
action
scene.
and like it's like the syringe is like almost falling off the end of the cliff. Almost, they're trying to get it. Yeah, Sarah, it's another channel. What are you going to do?
You're going to subscribe and like, that's what you're going to do, because we have fun around here.
So like they having those kind of action scenes, and the one black guy that didn't speak English, he spoke French, was like repelling, and he's like, "Get me out of here!" And he's trying to climb up the
first English words, by the way. He actually says, "Get me out of here."
Yeah. And like there's a pterodactyl chasing him while he's trying to climb up the rope. So the other guy that's on the top of the cliff is trying to pull him up as fast as he can. By the time he pulls him up, the pterodactyl's got the rope in his mouth. He had just chomped that guy to death while he was climbing up the rope. I was like, my theater again. Woo! Like, they were clapping that guy was dead. So,
yeah, I thought it looked silly. It looks like he ate a candy necklace after he got done with the guy. He had like the string hanging out for a while. But I gotta go back to the egg. Yeah. I don't know how many times that guy could have through exposition said, "I'm not killing the egg." He's like, "I'm taking it out. I'm not piercing the egg sac." I'm like, "We got it. You're not killing the egg. You don't have to keep saying it."
It was a big.
Yeah, it was like, come on, we got it. So yeah, but yeah, no, that part wasn't too bad. I kind of liked how the little toucan Samosaurus was nipping at him. That was pretty. That was pretty high stakes, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty good. That was a pretty well shot scene. And yeah, the French guy's death was pretty nice.
I thought that was great. JB says, is the Monday Hangover movie moving here? No, we'll still don't do it on the main, but we'll see if we can get this monetized. We're going to be doing a ton of stuff randomly all week long. Like, we're going to ask the chat what movies, what television shows, all kinds of stuff. Like, we're just going to put a lot of pop culture review shows here, going to be geared around Critic List, and just have a lot of fun, and not worry about like whatever. So like that's what we're doing. So we're trying to get our watch hours up. So if you guys watch some of the older videos, or just turn it on when you go to sleep and just let it run, like let the playlist run all night, that would help. So there's a lot. I mean, old shows, new shows, old movies, new movies, all that stuff. I'm down for some Quantum Leap. That would take a whole year probably to go through every season,
goodness.
Right?
I used to love that show. I have to refresh. Yeah, I would be down with that. the original one.
Yeah.
But to that end, we got 56 people watching, Jay.
I know, that's incredible. I was hoping for
awesome?
20, and you guys came through like you always have. Always. Lady Aaron says, I can do that, Jay. So you're pretty good at monetizing new channels. We're trying. I'm trying to get organized. That's the thing. And I got good help. Mo's been great at helping. So like I got a good team. Like on the pirate channel, I got a good team everywhere. So it's like I'm not doing it all myself. And we're just having a good time. So I put your Transformers playlist on the. I swear, I think Drunk3po will just be like, might turn into just comic book reviews and stuff, and that's okay with me. I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with that. Sent the link on Twitter. Oh, appreciate it, man.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Donna Hall. We need Lois and Clark review. I bet I can get Dean Cain on for that.
Oh my goodness, I would lose my mind. I watched
come on and do some Lois and Clark. So, that'd be kind of fun.
That would be
so
awesome.
they get the all 3 blood containers. They're all good. Now they got to get off the island. And they're heading down to this special dock, and they bump into the family. So the family has survived. The other team had lost a few, but let's see. Hold on.
That was the most annoying part while you're saying that, is that a bunch of trained mercenaries and trained professionals were getting nipped and eaten.
Yeah, one at a time.
And they found one T-Rex that had soft teeth.
Yeah.
That could bite through a raft, or found, kept, like I said, Deus Ex Machina family. They just, it was beyond believe. In a movie with dinosaurs, you couldn't buy it. Like, it was a few times they escaped it. You're like, come on. But anyways.
So then Scarlett Johansson said, look, if we're not at this dock by so-and-so a time, I sent out a call. If they don't see us, they're going to leave and suspect that we all died, and we're going to be stuck on this island because there's no way to like radio. So they're all like scrambling to get to this one dock to signal to the helicopter. They have 2 minutes to make a signal before the helicopter leaves them left for dead. So they make it to this spot. The family and the mercenary group meet each other, and it begins. The family's like, see that guy? He tried to kill me on the boat. So the family's accusing the pharmaceutical bad guy that he wouldn't let us radio, and he tried to kill me. So now we're fighting, and now Scarlett Johansson's like, what? You tried to kill like an innocent family? So now everybody's fighting. He pulls out a gun, and he's like, give me the suitcase. Like, we're getting out of here. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. They're like, and so now everybody's kind of fighting. And then the dinosaurs show up. So everyone's in a scramble. They're in cars. Everybody's running for their own lives. It's dark out now. The freaking dinosaurs show up, and everybody's in this weird scramble. I don't like these dinosaurs that they use. They use the flying dinosaurs, and they looked weird to me. They just did. I don't get it. They just look freaking weird. I don't know. That were chasing them. They were chasing them through the tunneling system. They were chasing them through the convenience store. They were the evil guy got into a car, and for some magic reason, he couldn't turn off sirens and horns, and it's just blowing horns and making sirens, attracting all the dinosaurs.
Your biggest problem is that it's not that the tire stayed inflated after 18 years on one of the hottest islands on Earth.
Yeah.
And then it started up right away. But yeah, that part was really annoying, where he was like driving for what, minutes, and it's still doing the alarm sound.
Yeah. He couldn't. It was weird. They were able to get some of the power on and figure things out, but everyone's all separated. And then they tried to I feel like they tried to recreate the scene in the first film with the little girl. So they're in like a 7-Eleven, something like that, like a convenience store that has, like a 7-Eleven. They got the refrigerator things, you get a drink out. I don't know what that would be doing on an island, but it was there, like a gas station. So the little girl is hiding from these dinosaurs, and they're the flying dinosaurs, and not raptors. But it's almost like they tried to recreate the scene of the two kids in the first movie when the raptor
Totally.
was chasing them in the kitchen. They tried to do that with this little girl, and she was trying to hide. And it was, every little sound, it looked left, it looked right, it looked, it's like one of those things in the convenience store. It sees a reflection, it freaks out. I will say this. In the very first Jurassic Park, when the two kids were stuck in the kitchen and the one raptor shows up, and then all of a sudden it shows that there's actually two, that was freaky, man.
Dude.
That was done so well in the very first Jurassic Park film. And the girl's like banging the spoons on the ground and all that stuff, and it looks like she's about to get eaten, but it's just her reflection. That was freaking high tense. That was very tense to watch those two kids fend for their lives in the first Jurassic Park. This one, not so much. It was a little lame. The girl just kind of hid in the refrigerator, and she covered up like the glass, I'm assuming.
No, the dinosaur breathed on it, saw his reflection, and was like,
oh, yeah, that's what happened.
What is that?
And then,
it was basically like a dumb dog at that point. It was like,
but do you agree with me that the scene in the first film with the kids?
oh my goodness, dude. I remember watching that in the theater. That gave me the creeps. Especially not to make fun of a child actor, but the original one, the blonde girl, sold it. You felt like she was about to die. Period. Like she was really selling the tension in that scene. This one was like, I'll hide in the fridge. I've survived so much other crap today. Who cares? I think she was bored at that point.
Sarah's correct. The way the Raptors like tapped that big claw on the desk when they were, it was such a perfect film. It was so good. It was so good. So they tried to recreate that, and then of course Scarlett Johansson shows up and they save the day, and the evil guy gets killed. How does he get killed? Oh my gosh, I forgot.
The Derposaurus Rex.
Oh yes. So
steps on the car.
That's right. So after they escape, they're all together. They got the helicopter's coming. They got to signal the helicopter, and then the big dinosaur that's supposed to be the big bad T-Rex that looks like he's got Down syndrome and one good arm finally shows up and just eats the guy from the company, the bad guy, and leaves his arm because he was handcuffed to like the blood. He leaves his arm, so now they got the suitcase with his arm like still attached. And he's chasing everyone. Well, one of the guys on Scarlett Johansson's team, what was his name?
I can't remember, but it's Mahershala Ali. It's
Ali, the guy that's supposed to play Blade.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
He's gonna be the hero, and he opens up a flare and starts swimming in the water and trying to get that big dumb dinosaur to chase him, and he does. They signal for the helicopters, and they're like, okay, cool. They all get into the helicopters, and Scarlett Johansson has this thing. She's like, I know he's still alive. We got to go back. And of course, she goes back, and he's still alive magically. I don't know how, but he's still alive, and they save him. And while they're flying, they all get in the helicopter and they survive. And so as they're leaving, they go, can we do some good with this?
Oh, that part. That was the third time where I went, oh, come on.
Can we do some good? Oh, man. Can we do some good with this?
So there was a good comment where they're like, we're going to be broke. Like,
yeah,
at least acknowledge the fact that it was commie garbage. But yeah, that whole underline.
And that was the end of the film.
Yep. And then with the fall John Williams theme.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. That's it. That's the end of the film. I give this a 55 out of 100 on critic list. I thought I did my critic list score, but I didn't. I thought I did it when I got out of the theater. but I didn't. So
I haven't either.
I will give it. I'm giving it
fine.
one of the highest score. All right, home. We're gonna pull it up. I will be giving it one of the highest scores on critic lists, which is crazy to me. I think why I just had an overall fun experience with the when you have a good audience and everyone's into the movie, it makes it so much better. It really does. It
Yeah.
really does. So the majority of people are doing like there's a 50, there's a 70, 50s, 50s, 70s. This guy has Jurassic Park in his bio and he gave it a 70. 181. So it's mixed 29, 30, 40. It's a look at there's Lily. It's a mixed bag here. Got 80, 50. I'm going to be giving it a 55. There's a 100. What the heck?
All right, look, come on now. I guess my biggest problem is since we were not talking about the plot anymore. I'm sorry, Scarlett Johansson is not that great. Her role needed more gravitas, and she just didn't sell it to me. She wasn't written well, but she also I don't think was acted well. I'm sorry, she just kind of phoned it in a little bit. I didn't buy it. Like she was never ultimately really angry or ultimately really cold as a mercenary, or even the beginning when we get introduced to her character, it's hard to pin her as a mercenary. She just seems like a businesswoman. That's what she comes off like.
I feel like they wanted a star, but not a celebrity. Something like that. Right? Does that make sense? They
Yeah,
wanted someone that's kind of like known. So Scarlett Johansson is known. Okay. She played Black Widow. She could do action, I guess. Right. So it's like she was available and they probably got her on the cheap. Because she did an interview in Variety, like, I'm not getting roles for movies anymore, like for like male gaze or some stupid thing like that. They're like, yeah, you're getting older.
fine. And she doesn't look bad at all. Don't get
Yeah, she's
she
not
doesn't
ugly.
look anywhere near 40. She looks great. But the whole thing is, yeah, she just can't act. I'm sorry. I've never seen her in anything where it's like compelling her acting. It's serviceable
No.
at best. But anyways.
She's always been Black Widow. Like, that's just kind of what else was she in?
She's done some there was that movie called Him where she played an AI.
She just did voice work, right?
Yeah, and she was the daughter in the original SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which if that's on her resume, that's awesome because I love that movie. Unironically, it was great in 2004. She was in that one. What was the one with Bill Murray? Yeah. So she's done some movies, but she doesn't do like wide swings in personality or things that happen in a situation where you creates like she just doesn't have it.
Oh yeah, Lucy. Of course, she was in all the Marvel. Lost in Translation. She was in The Island. I never saw that. Fly Me to the Moon. I never saw that. There's her. The Horse Whisperer. Never saw that. She was in Home Alone 3.
That's news to me.
Yeah, you're right. She was a voice in Transformers 1. A voice in Sing 2. She was in Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, I think like Marvel is the only thing that really pushed her into like, right? It had to be Marvel that really. Would you say jump started her career? I don't know.
No. It was Lost in Translation was the one where she hit the map big time. Like people absolutely knew who she was. She was because it was a Bill Murray kind of like a more of a dramatic role, and because she was the love interest in it, and obviously this was 2003, so she was like what 24 like 21, and she was once again she's still gorgeous, but there she was just like it was unbelievable. Like we saw her in Black Widow, and because she played off of Bill Murray so well, people really loved her, so she started getting more and more roles, and then she got Black Widow a few years later.
Brimstone says she was good in Jojo Rabbit. I've never seen that either. She's the sister in Home Alone 3. Okay. Match Point is a brilliant film. It's a Woody Allen film, I think. Lost in Translation made her famous. She's very hot in Don Juan. or Don John, excuse me. I feel like Marvel made her not an action star, but like I guess people were like, we need a woman to do action movies, so she's black. They know her as Black Widow, so let's keep high like Lucy. And of course now this Jurassic World. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's our anything else about Jurassic Park. That's our review.
Yeah. I don't know. I just to me, for my rating, real quick, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. 40%.
40.
40%. Yes.
That's still pretty high compared to others. So
no, it's not bad. It's just if the family wasn't such a the family was annoying. Like that would have been
I
great
agree.
glory kills, just with watching the dad go like, oh, I don't know, like Xavier, like fighting with Xavier being a wimp like he has been on, and just gets. I would have stood up and cheered, and I'm the only one in the theater right now. You know, like the family deserved to get in some sort of trouble, and they just never really did, and it just was a missed opportunity. They were, 4 out of 10. It's barely popcorn, but I just didn't like it. I did not like it. It was too much. The effects were good. Just the bad acting, the bad premise, the preachiness of some of the scenes was just like, it wasn't overly like current day, but it was just like, all right, it was just I like it. And I'm not comparing it to the original Jurassic Park. It's all right. If you like it, you like it.
There's no comparison to the original.
No.
The first, like, this ain't touching the first three. Not even close. Not even touching the first three. It is in my opinion, is better than the 2 and 3 of the Jurassic World series by a long shot. Those movies got, in my opinion, like I said earlier, they were horrible. Made no sense whatsoever. Dinosaurs were like fourth fiddle, like in those films when it got to that point. You're just kind of like, what is this movie even about? So, best actor goes to the Snicker bar rapper. 100%. Why is my comment pinned? Is it? Did I like? I sure did. I can do that, Jay. I don't know. Also, I had the Saints and Sinners pinned. I don't know why I unpinned that. I have fat thumbs, so there you go. If you did not get Saints and Sinners, there's only 3 hours left to pick up Saints and Sinners, my cover. We're going for a record here. 12,294 books sold. I think if we get 12,400, we're the number one selling Rippaverse book this year. So if you haven't gotten it, there's 3 hours left. Make sure you get cover D. That's my cover. Or get all the covers.
Yes, pick that up. And I must say real quick, my son finally finished AC Green. He was doing a lot of academics and stuff. He is
nice.
Madly in love with it. He was hypothesizing what the next color was. We were talking about it, and he is in love with it. So not to bring that up, I know you're doing Saints and Sinners, but he's enamored by it. He cannot wait for the next one.
That's awesome, man.
So
that's awesome. At least I'm not guilty of doing it. What happened? Sorry, Jay. Why is the Rippaverse always failing? I don't know, man. That's why they pulled me in to do a book to help them get, back where they need to be. How many more hours for this montage? 2,300 roughly. So 2,300. Now, if I were to make a Jurassic Park film, like I said earlier, and we're going to let Mo answer this too. If I were to make a Jurassic Park film, I would literally make it reverse. It's like, it's time now. It's freaking time for the dinosaurs to be the heroes. Maybe they do something where it's like the new president of the United States decided to send violent criminals to an island and fend for themselves on the dinosaur island,
Dinosaur
like
Alcatraz.
We're talking about the worst of the worst criminals, and then they meet themselves with some horrible deaths, where everybody cheers for the dinosaurs. Make it a rated R film. I think that would work. What about you, Mo? You're in the director's seat. We need you to create another Jurassic Park since the franchise isn't going away. And sadly, this mid-film, which I did enjoy at the theater, probably will rule the box office in July, meaning it could make more money than Superman and Fantastic Four. How crazy is that? I never thought I'd have the day where I would say that a 7th Jurassic Park film would make more than a Superman movie. So
I want a Jurassic Park that goes all in on the Crichton book. I want kids eaten. I want pterodactyls to hit the mainland. I want there to be total terror and destruction across the human world for trying to mess with genetics like that. Because that's the whole reason the book got so popular and why the movie was trying to say what they were trying to say. Like, don't mess with nature. And then you get the so I would have where I want a cabin in the woods type Jurassic Park where it's fun, but the humans lose completely. So I want cabin in the Jurassic Park. Cabin in the Jurassic Park. I want everybody to lose. I want there to be fun glory kills. I just want it to be ridiculous, and the humans there's no iota of anybody winning at the end. So I'm with you on that one, but I want it to be irreverent and ridiculous and just all of the glory kills rated R, hard R. I would like that. Because all of this stuff where people just accidentally miss and they hide under a raft or in a frit. No, I want them to go in there like, hey, it's kind of cool. Yummy. They just take the daughter and like, I want it to be like, nobody's safe. Nobody's beyond, the story is not going to save anybody. That is what I want. I want Jurassic Park to really cement how horrible dinosaurs can be. Like we saw a little bit in the first one. I want it all to be like that.
I will say this. If you didn't read the book, holy crap. That book is a horror. Like, that book is rough, dude. If you didn't read the original Jurassic Park book by Michael Crichton, it is like, I watched the film and I'm like, oh, cool. The book's probably even better. And then you read the book and you're like, jeez, man. Like, dialed in like 12, like the death scenes and all that stuff. And like, some people didn't make it that made it in the film. Like, it's just like, it's insanely dialed up. So
that's what I want. I want that spirit.
Highly recommend. If you haven't read the book, like, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So if you like the movie, I read it in middle school. Holy crap. Yeah. He was holding his guts. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad you guys tuned in. Well, we peaked at almost 70 viewers. That's incredible. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be a Friday thing or a Thursday thing. It's going to be a random thing. But we're going to try to go live at least once or twice a week over here, just to at least try to hit monetization. And then we're going to invite other people on to go over different shows, different movies, new releases, things like that. So it'll probably happen all over here. That way we don't have to, like, we're not going to worry about sub count or views or anything. We just want to hang out with you guys and have some fun. So, but we do have to reach those milestones, to get certain things done on YouTube. That's just how it is. We got to get to 1,000 subs, which I think we can do. And if we keep pushing it, and then 3,000 watch hours, that's pretty much where we got to be. So 3,000. It should be good. I'd invite you. You got to get a setup, man. I don't want you coming on and being like, sometimes you invite people, and they're like, I got to set up Jay. I got a mic. And you're like, okay, cool. And it's like, you're like, and you're trying to be nice on live. You don't want to want to be rude and be like, hey, man, can you mute if you talk? So,
do you feel in charge?
Yeah, exactly. But that's it, guys. We're out. Have a good one. I don't know if I'm gaming tonight. Maybe. We'll see. But have a great weekend if we don't talk to you then. This is Jay. This is Mo. And this is the Monday Hangover.